Hello YouTube world, this is Marco G here on Motorcycle Tips and Trips, and thank you for coming back to our channel. And today we're covering the forgotten oil, and that's our fork oil. Many of us don't change it when it's supposed to, so I'm going to go over that, so follow me. See, the reason why I call it the forgotten oil is because we're never taught right when to change the oil. Most of the time they tell us, oh, when it's leaking, and that's the time when you have seal failure, so it's time to change it. But you know what? You better change it then, because you're going to have problems, and then your brake pads are going to get wet, and then you're going to have another problem. But that's not when. See, we think because this is in this container, this is a magical container and preserves that oil, but it don't. We have to change it a little bit more often. See, what happens, people don't realize how crucial the oil is for our motorcycle. It's part of suspension, and that suspension holds us on curves, and when you have to stop and when you take off. We don't realize that oil does have a life expectancy, that in these tubes it gets so hot because of the friction going in and out the port valves and the compression, that makes the oil to break down, and because of the heat, and it does get rancid and then it gets weak. See, what really happens is because of that heat, the oil breaks down. I don't care if it's a 5 weight, 10 weight, 15 weight, 20 weight. In time, it breaks down. And what is it that breaks down? What causes front fork failure when the oil breaks down? It's viscosity. When the viscosity breaks down because of heat, it's no longer doing what it's supposed to, just like a motor. So you have to replace it more often than you think. This is dirty, broken down fork oil that hasn't been changed for a long time. It is dark and cloudy with internal dust particles. Fork oil should be clear and see-through. Some may have tinged color. This is how a motorcycle fork should perform and react when they are in good condition when applying the front brakes. This is a different motorcycle. It is reacting well, but the seals are leaking slightly, and it is getting on the caliper and disc, which will cause another problem when braking. Now, this is my motorcycle, which you could see it has fork failure. The seals are not leaking. Look at the performance and reacting when applying the front brakes. The forks are not holding and are going up and down. That makes it dangerous, especially in the twisties. And here I'm just pushing down a couple of times to show you how it's bouncing up and down like a pogo stick. So when are we supposed to change this oil? Do you know? Well, I did a research and I didn't know myself. Fork oil should never go over 10,000 miles. And I wasn't aware of that. Like I said, we normally wait until it leaks from the fork, but that's not so. It does break down. So you have to change your oil no more than 10,000 miles, either just a little bit before it or after. But unlike in this motorcycle, the Suzuki Boulevard requires a change of motor oil at 3,000 miles. So the best thing for me to do is to change my fork oil every third oil change. And I normally will replace everything inside, because also the parts inside does wear micro particles into the oil and contaminate it, and then makes it worse. So don't wait too long. Check your miles. See how long you've been riding the forks. And if you notice it's bouncing when you're stopping, for sure, change it. You need to change it. So I like to hear some comments from you. See what your opinions and what you know, and when was the last time you changed your oil. So like, subscribe. Thank you for following me. Thanks for helping me out. I'll see you in the next video. because I have to go for my ride.